We're at Hyde today, so a little bit different. It's not as wet as it was when I came a few weeks ago to speak with Matt Oliver, who looks after the vegetable garden here. But it does look like it might rain, so fingers crossed. We hopefully it'll hold off for 15-20 minutes or so while we're here. So today I'm lucky enough to have my sister Pauline with me, who's filming. So say hi, Pauline.
Hi.
Hello. That's brilliant. So that's really makes it so much easier. So she's going to follow me around while we look around Hyde Hall and look at some of the bits of the garden. Is there anyone watching?
There's a Maria Sinclair, she's watching, but it says bring them on camera. Bring them on camera. What does that mean?
I don't... Oh, they want to see you, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, yeah, well, perhaps at the end.
She said hello.
Oh, hello, Marie. How are you? So, Hyde Hall, it was basically, this garden was owned by Mr. and Mrs., or actually Dr. and Mrs. Robinson, and they bought this in 1955, and this was the house that they lived in. So it was just nothing really special, but a sort of standard farmhouse for this area. And Mrs. Robinson started the garden, and basically it was just all farmland. She bought, apparently I was reading that they bought 60 trees from a local market in Wickford, and they planted the trees to make the woodland area, and it started from there. So this is the main part of the garden. We'll just have a quick pan round and see the pond. This is all like the original part of the garden here. So this is all it was, but it's basically the surrounding land was owned by tenant farmers, well not owned by the land here, but it was tenant farmers. And when the tenancies were up, the Hyde Hall or the RHS purchased those pieces of land. So it's grown and grown and grown over the years. So it's acres now. I think it's something like 326 acres or something. It's absolutely huge now compared to what it was when Dr. and Mrs. Robinson owned it. So we'll have a little wander down to the garden. It's called the Robinson Garden, and that was built about, I think it's probably about 10 years ago now, and that was built in honour of Robinson. Anyone else there to say hello?
Clive. Hi, Tracey and camera person. We were there on Friday. Excellent place to visit. Glad it's dry for you this time.
Oh, thanks, Clive. So, Clive, what's your favourite part of the garden when you come to visit? Oh, we'll have to wait for Clive's answer. Yeah, it is lovely. I'm so pleased it's dry, although if you want to take a look at the clouds up there, it looks like it might rain, but fingers crossed. So yeah, we're just going to wander over to the Robinson Garden now and have a look at that. So there's lots of purples and red foliage and flowers. It's looking really nice. It's a great time to come and visit. So this is the way to the Robinson Garden. This way. Down here. So this is the Robinson Garden. This was built, as I say, about 10 years ago in honour of the Robinsons for their kind donation of their garden to the RHS. And it's quite shady here, so there's a lot of shade-loving ferns and astrantheas, which are those sort of fluffy, pinky white flowers there. And then there's some canna lilies just over there as well. So we'll take a wander down here. Anyone else?
Yes, you've got Lisa Ryan and Nicola Pegg.
Oh, hi. So Nicola said that she visited the vegetable garden at the weekend, following in my footsteps. Oh, right, okay.
And Clive visited the veg and the dry garden.
Oh, so they're Clive's favourite bits, are they? So they're wondering. Hi, Lisa. Hope you're okay. So just to let everybody know, this is going to be the last 3 o'clock live gardening. So from next week, we're going to be having just one of the live sessions per day, which will be at 10 o'clock. I think we're going to have 2 gardening sessions and then 2 wellbeing ones and then a craft one. So yeah, this is our last 3 o'clock live. So yeah, nice place to come to go out on, that one. So yeah, so this is looking down into this area now, and we've got a lot of hostas here. And these are stratias. So as I say, these are all like, they all really like the shade. They're quite good shade-loving plants. And what's quite reassuring is that you can see that the slugs and the snails have had a bit of a go on the leaves here as well. So yes, it's not just mine at home that they eat. So they've had a little nibble at those.
Matt from Trust Links says he's glad it's not raining today.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Yeah, it was pretty wet last time we came. And yeah, and I always manage to get a person to come with me and look after the camera when I'm visiting Hyde Hall. They don't want to do it when they're in my garden. I don't know why, but never mind. Yeah, so this is all the shade loving area here in the Robinson Garden. And when this was first built, it looked pretty stark actually. All you can see was the gabions and the stones. The gabions are these big metal cages, and basically they retain the earth, so they put those stones in there, and this was it, and it was really quite stark actually, but it's really filled up now. It looks amazing. And one good thing about visiting a garden in a day that's not very sunny is that the colours really sing out and they look really bright. So you can see the yellow spikes there of I think it's Regetia. I can't actually remember the name of that, but that's the yellow, and it kind of sings out.
Belinda's watching.
Oh, hi Belinda, hope you're well. So we're going to come back, actually we'll go this way, have a walk up this path, see what else we can find. So Hyde Hall at the moment, the restaurants and the cafes aren't open, but they are letting you have a picnic, so you can bring you know, tea and coffee and things and have a picnic. It looks as if they've got some more seating areas and things set out for everybody.
Nicola Pegg, the cottage gardens by the visitor centre were amazing at the weekend.
Oh wow! Well, we're quite a long way from there, so I think it would take us about 20 minutes to get back, but we will have a look at that on our way back. Yeah, so I think we'll have a look at the dry gardens. We're not too far from that. Yeah, so if we come this way, follow me. So the gardens, our gardens at Growing Together, they are, we're planning to open again on the 6th of July. So I'm sure everyone's been contacted to see who's going to be coming in, because it's going to be limited to 6 people, 6 members, 2 members of staff, and for an hour and a half slots. So, but I know there's plenty to do, plenty to do at all the gardens at Westcliff especially. Gardeners are on a tea break at the moment. They don't put their tools away like we do. We always put our tools away when it's a tea break. So these are really nice plants as well. These are called eryngiums, and they're like a thistle, and they're really quite prickly, but they're such a vivid blue colour. They look amazing. used as a library actually now in there, but it's obviously closed at the moment. But yeah, so that's the library. It's free for people to go in and look at the books and everything. But yeah, it's all closed up. And you can see the new visitor centre and training centre just over there. That was only built, I think that only opened last year. So, but again, that's all closed now for the time being. And the rain is coming. We might just have a quick dash over to the dry garden. Anyone else watching? Anyone else visiting Hyde with us today?
Jackie, she says it's a bit windy.
Yeah, it is a bit windy. Yeah, I'm a bit wet now, Jackie. But as you can see, it's starting to rain. I seem to be a bit of a theme with me at the moment every time I come here. Pours down. But this is the start of the dry garden. So this was actually based on Beth Chatto's garden at Elmstead Market, which is near Clacton. And Beth Chatto pioneered the sort of phrase, the right plant in the right place. So these plants are all adapted to suit a really dry climate, and this garden, which stretches right the way over, it's huge now. It doesn't get watered because this part of Essex is actually the driest part of the country. So it was ideal to try this dry garden here. And I can't remember if the curator who was in charge at the time, I think it was Matthew Wilson, or he actually designed all of this, and yeah, spent a lot of time with Beth Chatto and speaking to her about the plants and everything which she put in this garden. Yeah, we'll have a little ones around here. So these are nice big grasses. Probably if you need to find hole and you can't go in anywhere when it rains. There's nowhere to shelter really. Yeah, so it has lots of grasses as well. So this is a really nice one. This is a steeper tenuissima, and it's it's a really tactile. So it's quite a nice garden especially for a sensory area, because it's quite tactile and moves in the wind and all floaty. And then there's more of the Eryngiums, but a different variety of Eryngium here. And Persicaria, so that very purpley blue, that's quite spectacular as well. Anyone else? No? Yeah. So,
I think Matt jinxed us, as you know.
did he? Is that what he said?
Because he said glad it's not raining today.
And as soon as Matt said that, what happened?
Yes.
It started raining. I know. So when they made the dry garden, they brought all these big boulders in as well, and they had to bury sort of at least a third of them, so they're actually much bigger than you can see there. They go down quite a bit. But so these are all, the majority are Mediterranean plants. As I say, they adapt to the climate of the really hot temperatures and everything, and they seem to thrive here really. I think when they did the garden originally, they did put a lot of compost, and they really sort of put a lot of good, nutritious soil in. They didn't just plonk them in. They looked after them, and then basically they just let them look after themselves now. Shall we go have a little look round? So yeah, we can wander up this way. You can hear, the gravel paths. So when we got here, it was quite busy, but it's quieted down now, I think, because of the rain and everything. So Yeah, let's have a look at, let's look at this one. So this is a centellina. So it's you can see its leaves are sort of like grey, kind of grey, and they've got fine hairs on them. So a bit like lavender. Basically, that's they've adapted to like the drought conditions. So they hold their water in those grey leaves, and they actually reflect, the grey reflects the sunlight as well, so that's why they have sort of kind of adapted themselves over time to make them work well in the Mediterranean regions. So this is quite a nice view, looking over here at the dry gardens. So anyone else? So I've got James. Is it open now, or do we still have to book a slot? You still have to book. You have to go online and book your tickets, and then you have to visit from that hour. So we booked in from 2 till 3. You have to make sure that you come within your hour slot. So yeah, I think they're opening a bit more. They've got places now you can get a coffee, but the restaurants and the cafe still isn't open. Importantly, the toilets are open, which a lot of people, you need that if you're coming out, because this garden's so big. Really, you couldn't just do the whole thing in a day. You'd really need to do like a section of it in a day. Probably take you a good few days to get round to see everything. So what I'll probably do is in August, I'll come back and visit the vegetable garden and speak to Matt Oliver again, and because he said that's when it really looks its best, when everything's ready to harvest. So I think we're probably going to say bye now.
James thanked you.
Oh, okay, thanks James. Nice that you're watching. So yeah, we're going to say bye now, and enjoy the rest of the week, and we look forward to seeing you all back in the gardens on the 6th of July, which is only next Monday now. Yeah, okay, take care everyone. All right, bye.